Welcome. My name is Roshika. I'm an interior designer and an interior stylist, and this is your favorite Sage and Lily home. As you'll notice in my house, I have a lot of artwork. I love art very much. And the first artwork you'll see is right outside my door. This beautiful piece that I picked up from Goa from this artist called Saffron Wheel. What really caught my attention was, if you look closely, there are these little tiny red bugs in this artwork which I totally loved, and I thought they were so cute, so I had to pick up this piece. Moving in, as soon as you enter, there is this simple wooden mid-century modern table that I use as a console. I have a skylight situation happening over here, so I kind of used that and put in a little bit of greenery. This shell I picked up from a flea market. Again, this wooden vase I picked up from a flea market. And when you look up, this is my favorite art piece in the whole house. This gorgeous northeastern girl. The artist is also from Northeast. His name is Soni Thokchom. I do have another artwork of his, which I will show you in a bit. Coming in, the center of the house is the dining area. And as you can see from the dining space, and as you will notice throughout the house, the kind of materials that I use are all natural. So a lot of cane, jute, wicker, raffia. You'll see it all around my house. Looking at the center table itself, again, full wood, mid-century modern legs, use some raffia placemats, a wooden bowl, and I always like to have fresh fruits in them. Just right behind it is another artwork that I really love. It's got forest, it's got animals, two of my favorite things. This is also by an Indian artist. Her name is Richa Keshalkar. Another theme you'll see right everywhere in my house is animals. Like you see this animal monkey tea light holder. You'll spot a lot of animals throughout my house. My friends joke about this and they say a great drinking game for my house is to kind of guess how many animals I have in my house. So that's a fun activity to do when here. Right behind the dining table, I had this unique structure which is kind of like a skylight and a cutout area. I get a lot of sunlight here, so I kind of wanted to use that, and I got this bench custom made here where I put in all my plants. They get a lot of sunlight, they look happy, and it adds a full-on jungle vibe to my dining area. So I have a little surprise for you guys. If you look down a little bit, you're going to see these tiny little Dutch houses, and some of you might know, some of you might not. So when you fly on KLM business class, they would give you these liquor bottles, which my dad traveled a lot. So every time he went, and he doesn't drink alcohol, so every time he went, I kind of stole one from him. And so I've collected a lot of these, and you can see them here, and then you can see them scattered in other places in my house as well. Right behind the dining table is this beautiful brick wall. So I've put in a very simple console where I put in some books. The reason I kept the console table simple is because I wanted the brick wall to be the hero of this area. So one of the most frequently asked questions that I get on my Instagram page is, what is this wall? And the answer is, this is an actual exposed brick wall. When this house was being constructed, I was lucky enough to be able to come and be a part of it. So one of the times when I was visiting, this wall was not done. And I just looked at it and I told the contractor, can you not plaster it? So this is what it is. It's the actual wall, just without the plaster. And I think it looks really raw, gorgeous, and it is definitely the center of the house. Moving on, I wanted to have a bar set up. I already had this sideboard from a previous apartment. When I put it in this cove, I realized that there's space vacant on both sides. So I had an idea. I used brackets and I actually placed tile over it. What it does is it kind of like gives me more surface area to work on, and I can just wipe it clean. So I actually use this to mix my cocktails, and I think it ended up being a great idea. Over here again, the animal theme continues. you'll see this beautiful artwork which has some animals on it, and also this little pig which I love very much. Moving on, there was this wall which I had, and I just kind of used a simple table here, some candles, and this is the second art piece by Soni Thokchom that I was talking about. Beautiful tribal northeastern girl with her rooster. Another piece of his I love a lot. This is my kitchen. One of the things that I was sure about was to have a lot of counter space. So as you can see, it's an L-shaped kitchen with a lot of counter space. So this was an empty dead space in my kitchen, and I used it, and I got this table custom made. I got these two beautiful bar stools. So this kind of ends up being a space where if one person is cooking, the other person can just be sitting here having a glass of wine. The other advantage I feel of having a big counter space is you can actually entertain here. So a lot of times when I have just like one friend over, we would just take these counter stools, put them over here, we drink here, we eat here, and we actually socialize in the kitchen. So that's the favorite part about this kitchen according to me. Moving on, there's a little tea situation that I have set up over here. You'll again see the references to my love for animals, these rooster mugs. I like collecting crockery and teacups, and I like to have one of each. So I will never buy a set of 6, I'll buy 1 or 2, and I like mixing and matching all my crockery. So I like using a lot of fresh flowers, and so I have a lot of vases. One hack I found was to keep the vases stacked above my cabinet. I think it keeps the clutter away, and if you look at it, it looks beautiful and definitely adds a layer of visual interest. So this is the formal living room, and as you can see, the color palette is very neutral, white and beiges, and a lot of wood, a lot of jute. Since this area gets a lot of natural sunlight, I kind of use this space to put in all my plants. The vibe is total jungle, which I really love. And I have also kept a lot of exposed brick here, which gives it a very raw, earthy feel to the space. There is one piece that I love a lot, which when I picked up, I did not know where I would want to put it, but it's this lovely mirror which is got this beautiful tiger frame, and I think when the sunlight comes, it reflects the sunlight. You can see all the greenery in here, and I think it looks beautiful here. So this is the powder room. I have given it a very dark and moody vibe because it doesn't get too much sunlight. So I have used this dark tiling here, even dark tiling on the floor, black granite, and to just add a bit pop of color, I have used this beautiful art piece by Richa Keshalkar, and if you look at it, it's party in a picture. What's not to love about it? So this is another living area that I have created. I like to call it the den. This is where I hang out most of the day. I do my reading here, I watch TV here, and this is also a space where I work from. This is also in the center of the house, so it doesn't get very much light. I have again played with the lack of light and kind of made it into a dark and moody space with dark colored sofas. And if you look on the other side, I have also kept the TV console dark wood, and I have also used a coffee table which is black. Interesting thing about the coffee table is that when I was looking for a coffee table for the space, I wanted something big and I wanted something which would be easy to clean. So I actually got this custom made from the local metal guy, and then I got it spray painted black. So since this is the most used space in the house, although I do have coasters, we don't need to use coasters. You can spill, you can just easily wipe it clean with the cloth and you're good to go. Right behind the sofa, if you see, is a collage. Again, it's animal themed. The pieces are collected from different places, but some of the illustrations that you'll see here are actually from old illustration books. I downloaded the images online, got them printed and framed, and I think they make a great addition to this wall. Right behind this is my work situation, a simple wooden mid-century modern table, a rattan armchair, and I have used 2 black and white art pieces to complete this space. Interesting story about this artwork. I had a friend who went to the hills and he went to a store and he saw a wrapping paper and he thought this wrapping paper just screams my name. So he actually came back home with just a wrapping paper as a gift. What I did with the wrapping paper is, as you see here, I got it framed and I think it looks really great. A tip I would like to give all of you guys is art doesn't really have to be printed on paper. You can use fabric, you can use your t-shirts, you can use cushions, and you can just frame it and you can have your own unique art. So I want to talk a little bit about this TV area. I wanted to give it a mirror image kind of a look. So if you've seen, I've used 2 side tables which are matching. I've used 2 table lamps which are matching, and I have also used 2 artworks which are actually exactly the same. So this is another tip. If you guys want that cohesive look, don't shy away from using the same artwork, and if the print allows, you can have one upside and one downside, but here I've used exactly the same and I think it makes the space look really cohesive. Coming in, we are moving to my master bedroom. Usually I do not come into the bedroom till the end of the night. I want the space to be very relaxing and soothing, so I have used all neutral colors. The fabric that I like using for my linens are the actual linen. I like the whole crushed, lived-in feel that it gives my bed. Here also you'll see jute rugs, a lot of cane, a lot of rattan, wood, and this room also gets a lot of light. This is a balcony which is south facing, and so I've put in a lot of plants here as well. I always like to have fresh flowers in my house. I go and buy flowers at least once a week. Side table setup is very simple. It's got some flowers, some diffuser and some candles. And I want to talk a little bit about this bench. Everybody keeps asking me where I got it from. I actually sourced this from Lucknow, from a chor bazaar. And this is nothing but just pure natural mango wood, which is not even polished. I've had it for like 7 years and it's doing absolutely fine, and definitely a unique find for my home. So this is the master bathroom. It's a little bit different than rest of the house. I wanted to give it that spa kind of a feel, so I have used dark tiles, dark wood, and I always wanted to have a bathtub in my house, but the space did not allow me to have a full-size tub. So I found a solution. I got a little tub put in and I use it as a soak tub. Here also you'll see I have used a lot of plants. The linens, the towels are kept minimum. I like using white towels. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the tour. For more such content, do not forget to subscribe to LBB's Homely newsletter.